Welcome to Mastering Fireground Command, Calm the Chaos, Video 3. Hopefully by now you've already watched Video 1 to get a solid foundation. In this program we will focus on commercial buildings. Commercial buildings are deadly. It's partially our own fault for two reasons. First, we treat them like house fires. We sometimes deploy hose lines that are way too small, like taking a knife to a gunfight. We also fail to recognize that the main life risk in the commercial building is us. Many times commercial buildings are evacuated more easily than homes since people don't usually sleep there. They don't have pictures, pills, and pets to save, and the fires are found during business hours when everyone is alerted. If the fires come in at night, the buildings are likely to be vacant after business hours. The second reason we allow these fires to be more deadly than necessary is that we fail to use ICS on a daily basis on small incidents, so we're not good at it on the big ones. We fail to proactively set up an aggressive incident command system that attacks the NIOSH 5. Remember the NIOSH 5 from Video 1? That's the top 5 operational line-of-duty death causes from the National Institute for Occupational Safety and Health. In review, the NIOSH 5 operational killers are improper risk assessment or poor size-up, lack of command, lack of an accountability system, inadequate communications, lack of SOPs, or failure to follow the SOPs. We must set up groups and divisions as soon as possible to get good size-up, good risk assessment, and excellent accountability. There is no substitute for pre-planning. Knowing your first due area, the types of buildings, and fire loads will pay huge dividends again on that dark and stormy night when you pull up with heavy fire in a commercial building. Commercial buildings require a proactive incident commander who can organize the incident quickly and expect the unexpected. Don't risk the lives of your firefighters for a vacant building.
Titan 5, engine 101.
Let's look at a commercial tactical template. Again, these should be built based on your staffing, response levels, and SOGs. Here we have a commercial structure with a fire in the BC area of the building, for example. Engine 1 arrives, passing command to the battalion chief who is also arriving. Engine 1 initiates fire attack with a 2.5-inch hose line. Engine 2 arrives and sets up a water supply pumping back to Engine 1 from the hydrant. Engine 1 and Engine 2 will get that first line deployed. Engine 2 can assume Division A with Engine 1 and all subsequent companies working for him. This would include Truck 2, who would perform a search and additional engines for 2 out and other crews on the attack lines. In short, anyone going in the A side of the building would be working for Division A, who is currently Engine 2. If a second chief officer arrives, he could be assigned to take over Division A from Engine 2's captain. We don't want to always wait for chief officers to set up groups or divisions. They may be delayed and things could get worse before they arrive. Maydays have been called before chiefs arrive. Chiefs are not magic. Good company officers must be trained to run divisions or groups early. Truck 1 will go to the roof and set up roof division with the objectives of a roof report and vertical ventilation. He will let command know if he needs another truck to the roof, which is highly likely on this building. Division C could be set up to open the rear of the structure and potentially search from that area. Caution and coordination between the divisions is critical to prevent redundant or conflicting tactics like opposing streams. Other tactical objectives would include RIC, medical, and pumping the FDC. Remember, the greatest life hazard on most commercial buildings is what we bring to the fire. Heavier caliber hose lines, more RIC companies, and aggressive softening that doesn't negatively impact fire conditions are all paramount.
Titan 5, engine 101.
Now, let's look at a tactical template for a strip mall. If you believe a room and contents fire is present in one unit and it is not extending into the attic, then a direct attack may be warranted. Then, checking for extension would be the next priority along with search and evacuation. Fires in these occupancies often get into the attic space and spread laterally. If fire is blowing out the front and back of a center unit in a post-flashover state, one tactic is to flank the fire on either side in the attic to prevent lateral extension. This is a good opportunity to check for firewalls and reinforce those firewalls as needed. Then a large caliber line can be used to extinguish the fire. Remember that confining a fire is a higher priority than extinguishing it. I have seen far too many companies attempt to attack a large fire head-on only to be outflanked by the enemy. Depending on the extent of the fire, a simple Division A and Division C ICS could work for you. If you have significantly larger buildings or a significantly larger mall, then multiple divisions like A, B, C, and D could be established. A roof division is set up to provide vertical ventilation and provide trench or strip cuts to prevent lateral extension and support firewalls. As with any commercial building, connect to the FDC, provide adequate RIC and medical proactively.
Battalion 5, Engine 101.
This next video clip is from a Motel 6 fire that came in during the middle of the night while occupants were sleeping. The video begins just after the arrival of the first company, Engine 19. Notice the rapid development of the incident structure by Engine 105, who assumes command, and the rapid request for a second alarm.
Battalion 19's on scene, two-story Motel 6, working fire, initiating fire attack. Passing command. Martin, you want to call a second on this?
Dispatch, Engine 32.
Fire dispatch.
Do we know the nature of that myelin patient?
Negative. Still a landline with terms down.
10-4, both units station quarters.
Static 19 is on scene. Assistant Engine 19.
2106.
Battalion 5, Engine 101.
In video number 1, we discussed a combination strategy. To illustrate a combination strategy, let's look at this fire in a car wash. Note the amount of collapse in the roof. The roof construction was a pitched metal open web bar truss covered with lightweight tile. This lightweight roof began collapse shortly after a strip cut was made. The strip cut was made very early when the roof was still tenable and safe. We had written off the area of origin due to collapse in that area. However, note the streams flowing through the roof from inside the structure to the right. This tactic was employed to reinforce a known firewall in the building. Coupled with a strip cut on the roof,